Over the years, the human body undergoes changes, and many begin to feel that their physical capabilities are not what they once were. Everyday activities like walking may be performed more slowly. Getting out of bed requires significant effort, and life energy gradually fades. At such moments, the temptation arises to resign oneself to the inevitability of aging, accept it as a given, and begin to slow down the pace of life. However, there is also encouraging news. Such a scenario is not predetermined. It's never too late to take steps to restore former strength, regain mobility, and significantly increase energy levels without requiring huge financial costs or a radical restructuring of the usual daily routine. Below are 5 effective and easy-to-implement practices that can have a significant impact on health and improve quality of life, and you can start applying them today. These practices offer an accessible and effective way to regain vigor and vitality, refuting the common belief about the inevitable decline of strength with age. This isn't about instant transformation, but rather about gradually incorporating thoughtful adjustments into your daily routine. These small, seemingly insignificant steps, like drops wearing a waystone, eventually lead to tangible and long-term improvements. In the pursuit of independence, adaptability, and a daily sense of well-being, it's worth paying attention to information that can become a reliable ally on this path. The goal is not only to increase life expectancy, but also to fill each year lived with vibrant colors and deep meaning. 1. Sleep, the cornerstone of health. Have you ever considered the tremendous impact the quality of sleep has on the overall condition of the body, especially in older age? Over time, when the body requires more gentle care, the foundation of well-being becomes simple yet effective practices that nourish it. And sleep, without a doubt, occupies the leading position on this list. Sleep is not just a pleasant pastime, but a fundamental physiological process on which almost every aspect of our lives depends. Insomnia, manifesting as difficulty falling asleep, restless sleep with frequent awakenings, or feeling broken and tired after waking up, is a common phenomenon among people of all ages. It's important to emphasize that reaching mature age should not be perceived as an inevitable deterioration in sleep quality. Rather, it should stimulate a more conscious attitude towards rest and its optimization. With age, full sleep becomes paramount for maintaining health, acting as the foundation on which a person's physical, cognitive, and emotional well-being is built. During the hours of night rest, the body enters a mode of intensive recovery and regeneration. It's at this time that the immune system is activated, aimed at healing and restoring tissues and organs, preparing for the upcoming daytime stresses. In addition, sleep plays a key role in consolidating memory, improving cognitive abilities, and stabilizing the emotional background. Otherwise, with a chronic lack of quality sleep, symptoms such as absent-mindedness, forgetfulness, slowed thinking, and a general feeling of cognitive impairment may appear. A feeling of constant fatigue haunts a person when the body is functioning at the limit of its capabilities, turning even the most elementary actions into an unbearable burden. Lack of proper rest only exacerbates the stressful state, provoking increased irritability, a feeling of disappointment, and a sense of hopelessness in the face of everyday worries. In old age, the need for quality and restorative sleep becomes particularly relevant. Due to natural age-related changes occurring in the body and mind, even minor sleep disturbances caused by stressful situations, anxious thoughts, or unhealthy habits can have a significant negative impact. The insidiousness of sleep disorders lies in their gradual and imperceptible development, often remaining unrecognized until they begin to deplete vital energy, patience, and the joy of life. However, there is a real opportunity to regain lost sleep and enjoy peaceful nights. Sleepless nights should not be perceived as an inevitable attribute of aging. It is possible to break free from the shackles of poor quality sleep and return to a full life filled with peaceful and restorative rest. The key to solving the problem lies in implementing small but significant changes in lifestyle. You shouldn't postpone solving the problem until sleep disorders become chronic and difficult to treat. There comes a point when paying close attention to your body's needs and prioritizing sleep can radically change the course of your life, opening up new horizons of opportunity and well-being. Consider creating an oasis of calm and tranquility in your bedroom. Soft, muted lighting, perhaps the flicker of candles creating an atmosphere of serenity, a warm bath to wash away the day's worries, or deep, measured breathing exercises. All simple but effective ways to prepare the mind and body for a full, restorative sleep that everyone deserves. It is extremely important to avoid using electronic gadgets immediately before bed. The blue light emitted from the screens of phones, computers, and televisions can suppress the production of melatonin, a hormone that plays a key role in regulating sleep. You need to give your body time to relax and prepare for a night of healing rest. It's important to remember that sleep is not just a feeling of alertness, it's a valuable gift to yourself, a means of nourishing your mind, body, and soul. Every night spent in the embrace of peaceful sleep brings you closer to waking up rested, full of energy, and ready to face a new day with energy and enthusiasm. Sleep should take center stage in everyone's daily routine. This is not just time spent in the arms of Morpheus, but also a manifestation of caring for your own well-being, because there is no one more important than yourself. Neglecting sleep is tantamount to ignoring a fundamental need of the body, which cannot but affect the overall condition and quality of life. Movement is the tireless dance of life. Have you ever wondered how many hours a day you spend in a static position, sitting in a chair or on a sofa? At first glance, this question may seem insignificant, but if you think about it, the realization can be quite alarming. Modern society has created conditions in which a sedentary lifestyle has become the norm, permeating all areas of activity, from work and study to eating and entertainment. After a busy day, the sofa seems like the perfect place to relax and recharge, and this is perfectly understandable. Human nature tends towards comfort and relaxation, allowing the body to rest and recover. However, ironically, excessive sitting can harm the body, the consequences of which may not be immediately apparent. Allow yourself for a moment to realize the full depth of this problem. A sedentary lifestyle with its prolonged sitting is not just a fleeting discomfort, but a serious threat to health in the long term. It is easy to neglect a few hours spent sitting, especially when the body does not give clear warning signals. However, systematic neglect of physical activity and prolonged static position is fraught with serious health problems that not only worsen the quality of life, but also undermine the very foundation of independence that many people take for granted. Imagine an existence in which elementary actions, such as getting up from a chair or moving around the room, turn into a real test. Think about it. Would you like to lead such an existence? For many people, the fear of losing the ability to function independently is one of the deepest fears that haunt us as we age. This fear is rooted in the understanding that physical infirmity deprives a person of the opportunity to fully enjoy life and realize their aspirations. Alas, modern lifestyle relentlessly pushes us towards a sad prospect, a prospect where physical inertia becomes the worst enemy of health. Every minute spent sitting brings us closer to this unhappy reality. Immobility is not just a fleeting inconvenience manifested in the form of aching muscles or stiff joints. This is an insidious threat, stealthily affecting the entire body. Prolonged sitting, when the body is deprived of the necessary activity, negatively affects blood circulation. Blood stagnates in the lower extremities, creating additional stress on the heart, which is forced to work with double the force to ensure normal blood flow. Muscles gradually lose tone and strength, and flexibility, which allows you to perform even the simplest movements, is lost forever. It's only a matter of time. The longer a person is in a state of physical inactivity, the greater the damage to their cardiovascular system, mobility, and overall physical fitness. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. A sedentary lifestyle opens the way to a number of chronic diseases, many of which can be prevented if you make physical activity a priority. Active movement is what can change the trajectory of life towards health and longevity. Obesity, for instance, is one of the most common negative consequences of prolonged sitting. The body, gradually adapting to a sedentary lifestyle, more readily accumulates excess weight and finds it increasingly difficult to lose. Obesity then leads to a cascade of related ailments such as diabetes, hypertension, and abnormally high cholesterol levels. However, perhaps the most insidious and dangerous effect of prolonged sitting is its destructive impact on mental health. Depressive states and anxiety disorders take hold much more frequently and subtly in individuals whose bodies are stagnant, as a lack of physical activity has a detrimental effect on the biochemical processes in the brain, provoking mental sluggishness and emotional exhaustion. Here we face a harsh reality that often goes unnoticed. Negative changes do not manifest instantly, but they steadily accumulate and progress over time, creating chronic health problems. The investment in health that one makes today may not yield immediate results and may not even be noticeable in the near future. However, like an avalanche gaining strength as it moves down a mountain slope, the negative consequences of a sedentary lifestyle gradually accumulate, wreaking havoc on the body. Over time, when neglecting physical activity becomes a habit, one risks limited mobility, the burden of chronic pain syndromes, and finding that their own body has become cumbersome and difficult to manage. The longer the period of sedentary living, the harder it becomes to return to active movement. Even the simplest everyday actions, once performed effortlessly, can turn into real challenges. The danger of prolonged sitting lies not only in the potential development of various diseases, but also in the threat of losing independence and freedom, which become especially valuable with age. The thought of having to rely on others for basic tasks, such as getting out of bed or moving around the house, becomes a frightening prospect for many who neglect their bodies. There is an unpleasant but undeniable truth. Without steadily moving forward towards physical activity, the human body risks regression, deterioration of physical condition, and consequently, quality of life. Ignoring regular exercise can lead to a range of negative consequences, from reduced muscle mass and impaired metabolism to an increased risk of developing chronic diseases. However, there is no need to despair. There is a way out. It is not necessary to exhaust oneself with marathon runs or spend countless hours in the gym to minimize these risks. The key is to integrate regular movement into daily life in a way that becomes a sustainable and accessible habit. Even minor lifestyle changes can have a significant positive impact on overall health. For example, take the stairs instead of the elevator, or walk to the nearest store instead of driving. Over time, maintaining an active lifestyle transforms from a mere desire into a vital necessity for preserving health, vitality, and independence. A logical question arises: how can one effectively and enjoyably incorporate movement into the daily routine so that it brings tangible benefits and positive emotions? It is important to remember that movement is not only physical activity, but also a way of exploring the world, connecting with people, and gaining new experiences. Do not chase instant results. It is much more effective to take small but systematic steps toward greater activity. Start small. Do light stretches every hour. Walk around the house while talking on the phone. March in place while watching your favorite TV show. These simple actions, performed regularly, will eventually turn into a beneficial habit and bring noticeable results. Strive for an active lifestyle by choosing the stairs over the elevator, leaving your car a short distance from your destination. These seemingly minor adjustments to your daily routine can yield significant benefits over time. The key to success is persistence, not perfection. Even small, systematic efforts aimed at maintaining physical activity have a tremendous impact on overall well-being in the long run. In today's world, where technology and convenience often lead to a sedentary lifestyle, it's crucial to remember that health, joy, and longevity are closely intertwined with movement. By ignoring the need for activity, one risks limiting their freedom and enjoyment of life in the future. Make the decision today. Get up from your chair, take a few steps, and feel the surge of energy that an active lifestyle provides. The consequences of inactivity may not always be immediate, but they will inevitably make themselves known at the most inopportune moment, reminding you of the value of movement. Don't let a sedentary lifestyle take hold while you still have the opportunity to change the situation. The fate of your health is in your hands, and every step you take is invaluable. Sunlight is not only a source of pleasant warmth, but also a powerful elixir essential for maintaining vitality, especially in later years. As time passes, the human body begins to produce less and less vitamin D, which plays a vital role in ensuring bone strength, muscle strength, and immune system resilience. A deficiency in this valuable vitamin can lead to weakened bone tissue, painful muscle sensations, joint stiffness, and consequently, an increased risk of falls. Unfortunately, a significant portion of the population spending most of their time indoors deprives themselves of the precious opportunity to receive the necessary dose of sunlight. This simple and accessible way to strengthen one's health is often ignored. However, it's worth remembering that even brief exposure to sunlight can have a beneficial effect on the body. As we age, the pace of life often becomes more measured and sedentary, and many people find themselves confined within the walls of their homes. But what if short daily excursions into the fresh air could radically transform our well-being? The healing effects of sunlight are truly limitless, from strengthening bone tissue and activating the immune system to significantly improving emotional state. Scientific studies convincingly demonstrate that regular exposure to natural light has a beneficial effect on the regulation of circadian rhythms, which in turn contributes to the normalization of sleep, increased energy levels, and the attainment of mental balance. It's like a daily gentle reset of the body in a natural way. It's not necessary to spend long hours exposing yourself to the scorching rays. Just a 10-minute walk, whether it's a leisurely stroll through the garden, exploring the surroundings, or simply spending time on the porch, is enough. The key here is to form a small but sustainable habit that will serve as a source of health and well-being. These short moments spent in the sun can breathe new life into the body and mind, providing a surge of energy and clarity of thought. Even slight exposure to sunlight can instantly improve mood. The warmth of the sun penetrates deep inside, having a soothing effect on physical and emotional suffering, lifting spirits and reminding us of the magnificence of the world around us. Don't forget to protect your skin with reliable sunscreen, but don't avoid the gentle touch of sunlight either. Allow your body to fully enjoy the beneficial effects that the sun generously provides us. Whether it's a peaceful walk through picturesque surroundings, quiet time by a sunlit window, or a few precious minutes spent on the balcony, these moments are truly priceless. They ground us, return us to a state of inner harmony, and establish a strong connection with the natural world around us. By integrating sunlight into your daily life, you can strengthen not only your bone system, but also increase emotional resilience, which is so necessary in the modern world. These brief moments spent under the warm rays of the sun will help you feel a surge of energy, find a sense of calm, and fully realize your presence here and now. It's one of the simplest and most accessible gifts that everyone can give themselves. Just a few minutes to go outside, as if to reboot internal resources and reconnect with the nature that surrounds us. These few minutes devoted to sunlight daily can work wonders not only for physical health, but also for emotional well-being, filling life with joy and harmony. Sunlight, penetrating through the clouds, is like a gentle hint of the simple pleasures scattered throughout our lives and the inner strength that each of us possesses. It's a reminder that health is in our hands, and we can take control of it step by step under the rays of this life-giving sun. As time marches on and the relentless passage of years leaves its mark, changes in the body become increasingly noticeable and palpable. Legs, once symbols of strength and inexhaustible energy, suddenly begin to lose their reliability. Simple actions, such as a regular walk, turn into a serious test, requiring effort and overcoming. Insidious knee pain, loss of muscle elasticity, the constricting fear of losing freedom of movement. All this can cloud existence, casting a shadow on the joy of life. However, you shouldn't perceive your legs as a heavy burden, as something that pulls you down. On the contrary, they can once again become faithful companions and reliable allies on your life path. The key is to accept the idea that it's never too late to regain control over your own body, regardless of the numbers on your ID. Age should not be an excuse for inaction. No matter how many years are allotted, there is always the opportunity to strengthen your strength, build muscle mass, and restore the body's former mobility. And this doesn't require expensive memberships to prestigious fitness clubs or exhausting, draining workouts until you drop. The most important thing is an unwavering commitment to movement, constant practice, even if it's just a little activity each day, but performed with perseverance and persistence. Small beginnings, modest efforts, applied systematically, can transform into something grandiose and meaningful. Like a drop that wears away a stone, insignificant efforts, accumulating, lead to impressive results. Neglecting physical activity, ignoring the needs of the muscles, is fraught with loss of elasticity and strength. Muscles, deprived of due attention, gradually weaken and lose their ability to function properly. However, even if it seems that the favorable moment has been missed, you shouldn't despair. It's necessary to consciously make movement a priority. There's no need for grueling workouts, even minimal, but regular efforts are enough. The result will definitely manifest itself, like the first shoots after sowing. Strengthening the lower extremities should not be a complicated and exhausting procedure. It's enough to allocate just a few minutes daily. For example, you can do squats, using a chair as a support. These simple movements activate the leg muscles, reminding them of their potential. An alternative is to use elastic bands to train the thigh muscles. Even in a sitting position, raising your legs, you can effectively strengthen the lower muscles, avoiding excessive strain. These exercises are of paramount importance, not only for maintaining physical health, but also for achieving emotional harmony. They significantly reduce the likelihood of falls, help improve balance, and restore a sense of independence. Physical activity becomes the key to an active and fulfilling lifestyle. In the future, rewards await, the value of which is realized only after years, like the ripe fruit of patient labor. The key is not a short-term burst of activity, but consistency in taking care of yourself. It's enough to devote just a few minutes a day to leg exercises to feel a surge of comfort and confidence, allowing you to move forward easily and with pleasure towards new opportunities. You shouldn't wait for the moment when pain begins to limit your freedom of action and dictate the conditions of existence. It's important to take responsibility for your own well-being and surround your legs with the attention and care they undoubtedly deserve. Even the most insignificant actions, whether it's simply standing up and squatting or light leg exercises while watching your favorite TV show, have a cumulative effect and have a positive impact. Every modest effort is a significant step towards maintaining physical strength, preserving independence, and most importantly, being able to enjoy the rich and fulfilling life that everyone deserves. The relentless passage of time brings not only invaluable experience and wisdom, but also the need to adapt to age-related changes. Years, like a skilled sculptor, hone the mind and broaden the horizons, but at the same time make you realize how fleeting physical form is and how important it is to take care of your body. With age, many people face unpleasant sensations. Stiffness in the joints becomes more and more noticeable, muscles lose their elasticity, and ordinary actions, such as getting up from a chair, turn into a real test. However, you shouldn't despair, because there are proven methods that can restore lightness and mobility to the body. We are talking about yoga and Tai Chi, ancient practices that, despite their apparent simplicity, have a powerful healing potential. These activities, which don't require grueling workouts or significant time commitments, can transform not only your physical condition but also your emotional well-being. Contrary to popular belief, yoga and Tai Chi aren't just for the young and athletic. Instead, they are accessible to people of all ages and fitness levels. Whether you're 50, 70, or even 90 years old, these practices can be easily adapted to your individual needs, providing a space for healing, gentle stretching, and gradual development. By dedicating just a few minutes a day to these activities, you can achieve impressive changes in how your body feels, your mental clarity, and your inner peace. Yoga and Tai Chi help increase flexibility and strength, reduce stress levels, improve circulation, and help you find emotional balance. Special mention should be made of Tai Chi, which is often compared to a dance for the soul. Its smooth, flowing movements feel meditative, creating a sense of unity with the world around you, as if you are moving in harmony with nature itself. There is something mesmerizing about these smooth and rhythmic movements, both calming and energizing. It's a kind of meditation in action, a physical practice that establishes a deep connection with your own body and the surrounding world, giving you a sense of serenity and mental clarity. Like a dance, each movement becomes a conscious step towards harmony. Yoga is not just a set of exercises. It's a path to reconnecting with yourself, returning to the source of yourself. There is no room for complicated acrobatic stunts or a spirit of competition. The main thing is to learn to listen to your body, respect its capabilities, and move according to its needs, being aware of every movement. No matter how flexible you are, yoga opens the door to self-discovery and allows you to deepen your practice step by step. Stretches, static poses, or even simple concentration on breathing. All of this nourishes not only the muscles, but also the mind, like a healing balm. It helps build physical strength, improve posture, and maintain balance in both body and mind. Incorporating yoga or Tai Chi into your daily routine is a valuable investment in your mental and emotional well-being. These ancient practices help you find an island of inner peace and tranquility amidst the chaos and noise of modern life. They allow you to remain authentic, calm, and grounded, which is so easily forgotten in this rapidly changing world where every minute counts. In today's world, full of hustle and stress, the ancient practices of yoga and Tai Chi appear as oases of calm, helping to regain lost balance and reminding us of the importance of slowing down, conscious breathing, and restoring harmony with ourselves. These practices are not just physical exercises, but rather a path to wholeness and inner peace. The undeniable advantage of yoga and Tai Chi is their accessibility and versatility. Unlike many sports, they do not require visiting specialized gyms, using expensive equipment, or having a large space. A cozy corner in your own apartment, a picturesque park in the open air, or even a small room. All that is needed is a sincere desire to move and develop. Just a few minutes of smooth, conscious movements combined with concentration on breathing can transform a person's state, filling them with energy and calmness. Regardless of age, physical fitness, or health condition, it's never too late to start yoga or Tai Chi. Whether you are a beginner taking your first steps on this path or someone resuming practice after a break, you can expect numerous benefits covering the physical, mental, and emotional spheres. Age is not an obstacle to growth, healing, and finding inner peace, but rather an added depth and wisdom on this fascinating journey. Take the first step or keep moving forward, and let yoga or Tai Chi be your reliable guides to a healthier, more harmonious, and peaceful version of yourself.